Okay, so we know you want to stay in the loop without, all the hassle.
Exactly.
So think of this as your shortcut. We've just dug into the Riot Fest 2025 lineup announcement. It literally just dropped.
The official word on who's playing and when.
Right. And our mission basically is to pull out the most exciting bits, the stuff you really need to know.
Yeah, consider us your filter. We've done the reading. Now let's talk about what actually jumps out.
Okay, let's get into it then. First thing, the headliners. Wow. Blink 182, Weezer, and Green Day.
Yeah, I mean, that's just massive, isn't it? Giants of punk, giants of rock. Any one of them could headline alone.
Totally.
And what's interesting, I think, is how that combo really hits that, like, sweet spot of nostalgia, but also still feels relevant. It connects different generations of fans.
That's a great point. And speaking of generations, this is all tied to the anniversary, right? 20 years of Riot Fest in
Oh,
2025.
right, a big one. And the announcement makes it super clear this is meant to be a huge celebration of that history.
Yeah, you can feel that vibe.
It feels like they're deliberately looking back at their punk and alternative roots, the stuff that defined the early days, but also mixing in newer acts. It's like honoring the past while, keeping it fresh.
Definitely. Okay, but beyond those huge headliners, this is where, for me, it gets really interesting. You've got some returning heavy hitters and
Absolutely.
like a legendary moment, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, Jack White's back on the bill.
Ugh.
Always a huge draw, right?
Always. Guaranteed energy there.
But then, get this, a special performance by the Sex Pistols featuring Frank Carter.
Whoa, okay, that is a curveball.
Right.
I mean, that's a bold move. It kind of speaks to Riot Fest's whole thing,
Yeah.
embracing punk history, but also, like, its current evolution. Carter's energy with that legacy,
Mm-hmm.
it could be amazing or, unpredictable.
Definitely a must-see, kind of unpredictable, I'd say.
For sure.
But look, the lineup strength isn't just those top lines or the special guests. The sheer depth and the variety is pretty wild.
Yeah. What else stood out?
Well, you've got Idols, the Pogues are playing, Relo Keeley, which is cool, Jawbreaker, Alkaline Trio.
Well,
Then, okay, the Beach Boys.
wait, the Beach Boys? Seriously?
That's what it says. And Weird Al Yankovic, Sparks, Bad Religion, Buzzcocks, The Wonder Years, Dropkick Murphys, the Linda Lindas, Touche Amore. I mean, it's all over the place in the best way.
Wow. Okay. That is diverse. You've got classic punk like Bad Religion next to like emo from the Wonder Years, and then yeah, indie pop with Relo Keeley and the Beach Boys. That mix really does capture that Riot Fest spirit, doesn't it? Always champion different corners of alternative music.
Totally. So if you're thinking about making the trip, the key details: September 19th to the 21st.
Okay.
And it's back in Douglas Park, Chicago. So mark your calendars for that weekend.
Gotcha. And you mentioned the announcements vibe. They're really playing up the energy, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. They used phrases like serious heat, called it the loudest place on earth,
Mhm.
promised wild performances and just nonstop energy. They're definitely setting expectations high.
Sounds about right for Riot Fest, honestly.
So, wrapping this up for you listening, what's the big picture? Riot Fest 2025 looks like a major event, seriously celebrating that 20-year mark with a lineup that's both broad and deep, lots of influential names, old and new.
Yeah, which kind of leads to a question for you, doesn't it?
Mm.
When you look at this whole list, the huge headliners, the legends, the reunions like Relo